Hi, everyone. I'm James Wesley, and this is my husband,
Seth Rudetsky.
Okay.
Well, I'm just looking at the new format. We reformatted it because we thought maybe the light's better. I can't tell if it's better or if it's darker. I don't know.
It does not have that MAME Lucille Ball look.
Right. It had that weird fuzz last night. But it's like, this is the other side of our living room, but it kind of looks like a doctor's office, which it's not.
Well, you can see the pictures behind us.
Yeah, that's fun. Those are mixed tiles.
Right. But
oh, that's our executive producer, Margie.
That's right.
My sister, Beth. Anyway, so I don't know. Comments? Do you like this new setup? We got a lot of negativity from our friend Andréa Martin. She was like, no, absolutely not.
Well, David Katz thought the lighting was better this afternoon. So it is all about the lighting. So we'll see. We'll see what Kristin thinks. Anyway, I don't know if you had time to put on the new social handles. That Spotgo, by the way, one of the leading advertising marketing agencies in New York for Broadway, has generously donated their services and time to helping spread the word about Stars in the House.
They're amazing. So can you please follow all these, basically Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Stars in the House. We actually got the handle. We thought it was going to have to be like at Stars in the House 2020 or something sassafras, annoying style. Anyway, it's everywhere. Do it. We're going to be posting all these photos. What is Stars in the House, you ask? I'll tell you.
Okay.
Daily fundraiser. Well, first of all, it's also just a feel-good show. So just to feel good and feel connected. But also, if you could donate, please donate. Twice a day, 2 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern time, or if you're Leia Salonga like this afternoon, 2 a.m. Manila time.
Right.
And by the way, looks stunning.
And by the way, we get comments from like the Philippines live.
Yeah,
so people are watching it
all over the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, it's a fundraiser for the Actors Fund, which, you know, I hate it, but it's a misnomer. And people really high up in the business still don't know what the Actors Fund do. It's not just for actors. It's actors, musicians. Kristin's going to sing that tonight. No, she will not. Anyway, musicians, ushers, box office people, regional theaters all over the country, people on TV, film, script supervisors, anybody that makes your living in show business in any level can get help from the Actors
Fund. We're all
Fund.
hurting, and we all need them to be there for us when this is over. And as Dr. LaPook always says, there's a beginning, middle, and end, and there will be an end to this.
Yeah.
But we need the arts to survive all around the country. And
that's what the Actors Fund does.
Exactly.
So people are reaching out more than ever for help, and we're getting, donations. We get from $5 to $100. Like it's first of all, it's so generous because I know there's kind of no income going on, so I can't believe people are even donating in the first place.
I
thought it was going to stop after the second day. I'm shocked.
We really did.
Do you have anything to read?
We do have some that are from the last show from Leia Salonga. Allison from New York donated $25. Michelle from New York, $25. Jean from Michigan, $25.
That's our first Michigan. I keep saying where's the Midwest?
That's right.
Yay, Michigan.
Ryan, okay, you're going to have to pronounce this from Canada.
Ryan from Saskatchewan.
Oh, there we go.
That is so generous. By the way, someone wrote to me and said, I'm donating from Canada, but the dollar sucks. So I don't know what that means. Like,
I'm going to assume that that's $100 US dollars.
I'm hoping.
Julie from Ohio, $50.
Midwest.
Trisha from Hawaii, $25. That's amazing. And all of that has added up to over $108,000 raised so far for the Actors Fund. And Thank you, everyone.
We began less than 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
So we so appreciate it. We so appreciate the artists that are donating their time and donating their auction items. You're going to flip out when you hear what's coming up tonight.
Hey, Seth, I want to share a little story before we bring Kristin and Josh on.
Yeah.
And that is, I wanted to watch, I'm a couple of episodes behind on This Is Us, and I watch it on Hulu. And because we're not in the city, we're at our house, it was one of those weird things where it's like, you have reached the maximum number of locations. And I had to call a number, like an 888 number. And I thought, okay, it's going to be an automated line. And I ended up getting a real person. And the real person was in Phoenix, Arizona. I started talking to her. As this whole thing, that's the silver lining, as Dr. LaPook quotes his mom about. The silver lining is I'm asking more questions about the people that I'm talking to on the phone.
Wherever they are.
Wherever they are. And she gave me actually the disturbing news that I know Dr. LaPook will talk about, that in Phoenix, that people are not really practicing social distancing the way that we are in New York.
No, like at all.
Yeah.
I mean, like we're not leaving our houses.
Right. But I mean, she says she goes out to go groceries and she sees people like having a barbecue together and the national parks being open. There's a national park near there. And all these people, she said she sees images everywhere of people really close together hiking on the trails because they've been opened up for free.
COVID-19 is all over the country. Just because your city isn't having a breakdown right now, it will if people don't socially distance. You have stay ahead of the curve. Be
right, and that's
your
what I was saying. I
said,
you guys are only a couple of weeks behind us. I said, please be safe. And she was really great. And she will say, shout out to Hulu. She said she was really grateful to them because about a week, she used to work in a call center in Phoenix. And she said about a week ago, they moved everyone and arranged the equipment and the software and everything so they could all answer their, calls from home.
That's fantastic.
So
Shout out to
nice.
Hulu.
Yeah,
but guys, listen, just because your city's not affected, you have to socially distance yourself. If you stay home, no matter where you are, stay home.
If you're able to, or be safe, wash your hands. You have to keep that social distance.
I beg of you.
Right.
Okay, read the letter. Then we got to bring on our star.
Yes, it's a great letter that I know Kristin and Josh are backstage, as they call it on StreamYard. And speaking of StreamYard, this is hi guys, writing to you from London, UK.
Hold on. Still got it.
Watching and enjoying the series each day, such a light to raise everyone's spirits. Just wanted to say that it's not just Broadway and the West End that have shut down. So many friends have had their amateur community theater shows canceled or postponed as well. After rehearsing for 3 months with their show families and the societies often facing large financial loss, it's been extremely devastating to many. While Actors Fund can help us, I was wondering if you'd do a small shout out for people to donate to their local community theaters and chat a bit about community and amateur theaters and how it's so important in fostering the stars of tomorrow.
We should talk to Kristin about that.
Absolutely.
So by the way, the one thing we always say is if you happen to buy a ticket, by the way, my show Disaster, is licensed by MTI. It's supposed to be happening all over the country. I just found a letter that I forgot to respond to from 2 weeks ago. This boy in high school saying, I just got cast in your role in Disaster. I'm sure now his show is canceled.
Right.
Anyway, one of the things is if you have tickets for an upcoming production, don't ask for a refund if you can. That money that you pay for that ticket will then go to keep the theater running. So if you can, don't ask for the refund. All right, are we going to bring in our star?
Let's do it.
We're going to talk about community theater. Now, by the way, we never dress like this. And by the way, we're running out of outfits. But because it's Saturday.
I'm like, how many times have I worn this shirt?
We got dressed up because Kristin's dressed up and we have to match her. Or, well, not really match. We have to just sort of step up to her level.
That's right.
So please welcome our star for the evening, Ms. Kristin Chenoweth.
Kristin.
Hello, everybody.
Wait, y'all don't want my outfit?
Hi, Josh Bryant.
What the hell are you wearing? Why are you wearing that?
Oh, I just got a jacket and a white tee, no shoes, socks. So going with the hat forever now.
There you go.
Well, because Squibs,
Yeah.
he made it so cute. He drew us so cute, and Josh has his hat on.
Oh,
We got to talk about that. So there's a guy named Justin Swiggs Robertson. He does
Love you, baby.
love you, buddy.
the Lights of Broadway show cards, and he's already made one just for the regular Stars in the House, which we couldn't believe. Where do I have the original one that he made? This is the newest one. Okay, so he actually made a special one just for tonight, which, okay, there's something called Saturday Night on Broadway that people hashtag photos, SNOB. Kristin, what do you name this now?
SNIB, Saturday Night in Bathroom.
Saturday Night in Bathroom. So because of that, Justin heard that, and he drew this amazing picture of all of us.
Look.
That's our kid Julie in the background in her crazy makeup. John LaPook. Josh, it looks exactly like you. And if you notice, he put all of our dogs now. He put our dogs and our kitty cat in the photo.
We love you. We love you, Squid. You're like the most. You are our person now. You're us. Thank you.
You're one of us. And by the way, go to this website. There's so many beautiful cards there.
And Actors Fund, and for the Actors Fund, the special card. That's right. There it is. It's $10, and all the money goes to the Actors Fund.
So please do it. So, guys, we need to catch up.
Yeah, what's been going on this past week?
First of all, Leah Salonga, stop it right now.
Right.
Stop it right now. Shut the front door, the back door, the side door, the garage door. Shut all doors.
Right.
Crying. And also, you know what else I love about her? Can I just talk beauty for a second? Here's this most beautiful girl. And, you know, I'm doing this funny thing where I'm doing Saturday night in bathroom, and I'm dressing up, and each time will be a different outfit. But this girl stands in front of a camera, looks stunning, doesn't age, and sings like a dream. I mean, shut up.
How long did it take? So Leia basically rolled out of bed and looked like that. How long did it take for this to happen?
Hang on. I have something for you. It's a sound machine. And this is what I have to say about that. I book up like this. Can you hear it?
Josh.
Oh, we heard it.
You asked what we've been doing?
I book up like this.
We've been cleaning out closets, finding things like that.
Josh, did Kristin wake up like this?
Exactly.
I tell you what, pretty much.
Did I what?
Wake up like this. We woke up not long ago.
We actually, guys, we have our days and nights mixed up, and we watch all of y'all's things at night at like 3 a.m. What's wrong with us?
Well, by the way, nobody knows what day it is. People keep saying, what day it is?
My mom went to the post office today. It was like 4:45. And she's like, I got to run, get to the post office. I'm thinking, they close before 5 p.m. on Saturdays.
She thought it was Friday.
Yeah. I had all these calls and texts. And I was like, why aren't people calling me?
It was 4 a.m., y'all. We woke up at 4 p.m.
Like 3, 4 in the morning. Like, why are these people calling and leaving me voicemails?
I can't keep calm. I'm a diva.
I'm a diva.
I can't keep calm. I'm a diva.
Okay, so we're going to bring our first guest.
Yes, go for it.
So we always have surprise guests. This is not a surprise guest because what I love is that Kristin, she's like, I'm doing this every Saturday. And then on top of doing it every Saturday, she also started producing it. Yeah. So she's like, here's the guest I want.
Which is fine by us, Kristin. Fine by us.
So we got like phone number, email. So here's one of your pals, one of the stars of Reba. She's so fantastic. Please welcome Melissa Peterman.
Are you in your bathroom?
I'm in my bathroom.
Of course you are, my darling.
I'm not really down, but I did put on a sweater and I still have sweatpants underneath, but I'm in the bathroom and I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for coming.
Hold on, stop everything. Your bathroom is in a jungle?
Yes. It makes me feel like I'm outdoors right now during these hard times. This counts as a nature walk for me on a lot of levels. It's in the jungle.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
We're
dying to know what's in your shower. I'm dying to know what products you have.
Oh my gosh. Should I move it over and show you? I better, let's see. Lots of varieties of products. I can't, Here, I'm going to just get in the bathtub here.
Do not slip.
Be careful.
There we go. A lot of that, some of that. Oh, I always, like that. It's very glamorous. Very, very glamorous.
It looks awesome, Melissa.
What?
It looks awesome.
Thanks.
How do you know each other just from being blonde? Like, how do you know each other?
Well, we met, oh my gosh, how many years ago? And do you remember exactly where we were?
No, do you?
No, I feel like I've always known you forever. Like you're my snack pack pudding twin. Like I met her and I felt like I've known her my whole life.
You guys know what she calls me? Her skin tag.
She is kind of my skin tag. Because she's so tiny. Like I can carry her on my back for hours and I don't even know she's there. Don't make that face. It's a lovely, lovely nickname.
People get skin tags lasered off. It's not a compliment.
I love the video, Melissa.
What?
I love the video with
the video.
Skin tag.
Yeah, we have a video y'all should look it up later as I'm her skin tag. It's true.
Yeah, it's fun.
For Reba, we were both there. But Melissa, I feel like I've known you forever. Like I remember when I was singing with Bocelli and Reba and a bunch of people.
Drop that in there. I was singing with Bocelli. Yeah. Usually I sing with somebody named Gary at karaoke. You're singing with Bocelli. I know. Yeah. Go on. Finish the story.
And that's when we bonded. But I've never felt like you weren't my sister.
I know. And we want to work. We will work together. I know that.
Yeah.
But I think one of the first times was at the CMT Awards, and we were staying at the same hotel, and I made you take a picture because we both had white dresses on, and you were like literally come up to my hip, and I think I stalked you, and then we just kept running into each other all over, and
then we became friends.
Yeah.
We became friends.
We did.
I do go up to her hip, y'all. I'm not kidding. Melissa, tell everyone how tall you are. Not that it matters, but.
I don't know, pre-quarantine, I was about 6 feet tall, but since I've been real lethargic and laying down, I feel like I've lost some inches, but I'm pretty close to 6 feet. So there.
Work.
Yeah.
So, can you tell everybody, we bring on friends, can you tell everybody a story about Kristin that maybe nobody knows?
Oh my gosh, that nobody knows. Well, I think, do people know this, that you never know, you might get a random video from Kristin? Because I think you kind of are a night owl. So oftentimes, you wake up and have a really long video text message from Kristin Chenoweth.
I can't sleep at night, and a lot of people know me. I've never hidden it. I have to take sleep aids sometimes. And sometimes when I take sleep aids, besides waking up with a chicken and a Pop-Tart in one hand, I'm also calling my friends.
She's done that, and they usually start out like this. They're like, Melissa. Hey, Melissa. And then she gets back further. This is another thing. I don't know if, I'm sure people won't be surprised by this one, but as you know, Kristin, you have so many fans. And when people find out that we're friends, I don't know how they find out. I usually tell them in the first sentence. Oh, that's weird. I'll have a Frappuccino. My friend's Kristin Chenoweth. And I have so many young, speaking of Actors Fund and what we're doing. And by the way, I come from theater. That's where I started as well. And Minneapolis, which is a great theater town. And there's so many young people and young little girls that say, Kristin, and I'm such a fan. And I've asked her more than once, more than twice to send a word of an encouragement to my son's friend who's 13 and loves musical theater. And Kristin, immediately I ask her, and within 10 minutes, she will send a beautiful video for a young person. And for a young 12, 13, 14-year-old that loves theater, to get a video message from Kristin, it's so lovely. So that's one of my favorite things, is that no matter what I ask her to do, she just does it and says yes. And it's pretty amazing.
But it begins like this. I hear you love theater.
Aurora, keep doing what you're doing. No, it's fantastic. It's awesome.
We are going to work together someday.
I know, we are.
Okay.
Melissa, you remind me of a combination of Michelle Collins and Caroline Rey.
I was going to say the same thing.
She's the funniest person I know.
Really funny.
Yeah.
So Melissa, we're doing these auctions as I texted you 1 minute before places. It all began with Joanna Gleason, who held up the staff that Bernadette Peters used. She used that staff in Into the Woods. Now we have Audrey McDonald's Baby from Ragtime, Betty Buckley's Wig from Cats, Stephanie J. Block's Hugh Jackman opening night gift. So much crazy stuff. Melissa, what do you have for our auction?
Well, you just texted me a minute before, and I'm panicked, going, oh my gosh. But I remembered I have something very cool. And these are a pair of pink cowboy boots from Reba McEntire's own line. She sent them to me, and these are made special for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so she sent me these pink cowboy boots, which I've worn to a couple auditions, and worn them just around the house. And I will sign these. And I put a little text out to Miss McEntire, but it's her birthday today, so she might be busy.
Oh,
and I
might be busy today.
I'm willing to sign them as well. So far, I will sign them, and I'm pretty sure Miss McEntire will sign them as well. So pink cowboy boots, they're a size 9, because I'm a delicate flower. So they're beautiful. Look at these.
They are stunning. And look, I love the photo.
Yes. And they go from day to night. You just put on a nice little, a different pair of earrings, a nice belt. Day to night, they go from the ranch to Studio 54, which
in the 70s.
I wish I was a size 9.
You could fit in these.
I could live there.
You could live in these. Yeah, so here these are, and I don't know, I would be so happy to auction them off. I mean, a little sad because I do love them, but it's such a great cause, and I hope they'll bring somebody some joy. And when you wear them, your metabolism gets higher. You can fly. These are not substituted things. You get better,
reservations.
I mean, they really do everything.
Oh,
so
thank you.
All right, Melissa, you're so great.
Melissa.
We're going to bring you back to another show.
To have you back.
You're fabulous.
Yeah, I told you guys. Funny.
Yeah. We trusted you.
We trusted your ass.
Okay. Do you have a song? You and Josh have a song for us?
Can you believe she just got donated those boots? I'm freaking out. So question on the donations, how do people, are they auctioning now, right now?
Yes, it's at Stars in the House. People just go right to Stars in the House.
We're still ramping that up, Kristin.
But it's up already.
But they're getting up. And
okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to sing a song that I sang at my cousin's wedding three weeks ago, where I'm positive everyone there had the coronavirus. But here we are.
Here we are.
Wow, you still look good.
to be there just to lose. I'm gonna stand up on a mountain top and tell the news that you take my breath away. And it's too good to slip by, too good to lose, too good to be there just to use. I'm gonna stand up on the mountain top and tell that you take my breath
That was beautiful.
So beautiful. Josh, so beautiful. Kristin, it's so like when you go to an audition, they go, can you show your entire range? It was like belting, high soprano.
Thank you, Seth. And by the way, all the girls and guys who want to know if Josh is single, he is not. Okay?
I can't keep calm. I'm a diva.
Not single.
That's single. That's single, people. But go ahead and admire from afar. Oh, he loves to read. How cute he is. He just loves it.
Yeah, it's working for me, by the way. Sorry,
gosh.
James. Are we going to bring on another chief medical correspondent?
Yes, let's bring
Is my boyfriend?
What?
I mean, my friend.
Please welcome Kristin's crush, Dr. John LaPoo.
You told me to get all gussied up for Kristin tonight, so
I like the hats.
Hey, you're going in the right direction. You got the hat.
I don't know. Nathan Detroit. It was in my father-in-law's dressing room, and where I am, and it's whatever.
Nice.
I don't know. On, off, maybe off.
I love it, baby. I love it. I have learned so much from you this week. You know, Doc, I keep thinking I'm going to learn. I've got it all. I know it all about what we're going through. But as I've been watching the shows, and one of the things, the takeaway from you that I'm getting is literally live your life and use common sense. Stay inside unless you absolutely have to go outside. Use common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense.
It's empowering, isn't it? If you know a little bit of science, even people who don't think of themselves as science things. Like, I spoke to a bunch of people yesterday in one company. They had some questions, and one fact like blew them away, which is that the virus is covered by an envelope, a fatty envelope, and it dissolves away with soap and water. It's really that simple, and mostly nobody's going to cough in your face. You know, you're going to have your hands touching something, it's going to have virus, and then you're going to accidentally touch your face. I have to say something about your song, which was so poignant to me. Of course, you're always such a beautiful voice, but that was so poignant to know in this day of COVID-19 that there are some things that take your breath away that are beautiful.
That's right.
That are not disease.
That's right, like music and love and talking with your loved ones and yeah. Thank you, baby.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a letter to read for you.
Yeah, Dr. LaPoo, this, I don't know. This even Kristin, Josh, this is one of just, I don't know how you answer this. This is almost like a Dear Abby letter. but it was addressed to Dr. LaPook, but I think this is up for all of us. I am 22 years old. I live with a roommate. I have spoken to her multiple times about social distancing and not going out other than to buy groceries, go for a walk, or go to work, which she still has to do. Even though she tells me she understands and gets my concern, she went out again socially last night to a friend's house. She's a biochemist and works in a lab, so I don't know why she isn't taking this more seriously. What should I do? Should I go home? Should I go stay with my parents in New Jersey, ask her to stay with her parents who live close by, or keep trying to convince her to stop going out? There's no perfect answer, but I think it's one that this is a dilemma a lot of people are probably facing.
Yeah, it's great, and it goes to the point of the knuckleheads who are still congregating on the beaches or together, and it's crazy. And you're right to call them out. There's so many. Without being an armchair psychiatrist, there's denial there, right? Because if she's a person of science, she's got to understand that. I think practically, she could you can modify somebody else's behavior a little bit. You can't change their stripes. So I would protect herself and remove herself from that situation.
Yeah.
I feel like, I've come this close. It's hard for me to do it in my role as chief medical correspondent for CBS News because it's a little bit flipped, but I feel like a hashtag don't kill grandma. Hashtag don't kill grandma. You yourself may get, first of all, we're seeing more and more young people get really sick. Even if you don't get very sick, you can have no symptoms or mild symptoms, and you can pass it on to grandma and grandpa, people who are vulnerable. You have to think about other people now. But as an answer for that, I think she can talk till her face is blue. Yeah. It's still, she'll just do what she wants to do. Finish the song. Why can't they be like we were?
Why can't they be like we were? Why?
In every way. What's the matter with kids today? I'm singing to I was giving you like the first couple of words, not
I know. I'm a big hashtag fail on music.
No, but kid from Bye Bye Birdie.
I knew it.
I knew it was an A.
What about sometimes we have to be carefully taught, right?
That's not something. If you're thinking children will listen, Roger and Hammerstein is carefully taught.
Dude, man, I just got my music theater card revoked. Should I get my Tony back? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm keeping
one-way award.
Dr. LaPook, this is a question that just came up.
Yeah.
It's in relation to what we just talked about, and I think we know the answer. What if she's that person we just talked about, what if she's already been exposed?
So great. Sorry. Should have focused on that, specifics of that. That's a great point. So if her roommate, let's focus. I need more details about that. But let's say her roommate is perfectly fine right now. She still could be shedding asymptomatically virus 1 or 2 days before, maybe longer. We don't know. So absolutely right. If you're figuring that she has been exposed, she's a possible person who has COVID brewing, then she has been exposed. You figure like they say 1 to 14 days, 2 to 14 day incubation period. She can go to her parents, but she's got to self-quarantine.
Right. Yes.
And she's really got to do it
for
14 days. And that means separate room, separate bathroom if she can do it, not more than 8 feet, not less than 6 feet, 8 feet better away. And then washing hands. And I hate to I'm going to repeat it again because I got a lot of kind of good feedback about this. We're all grown-ups here. Please no kidding about this. We know that it's in the respiratory tract for a certain amount of time, but it's in the stool in many cases for even longer than that, maybe a week or even more longer than that. Which
means the toilet.
No, it means more granular. And I'm sorry, but we got to get granular on this because it's going to make a difference. And I was speaking to the head of Harvard School of Public Health today, and she agreed we got to get this message out, which is
we do.
When you finish wiping, okay, you have to make sure that hand may have a little bit of stool on it, okay? So when you can't go to the toilet and then you can't go to the sink and then use that hand to open the toilet. Use the opposite hand to turn on the water, put your hand under it, use the opposite clean hand to put the soap, start the soap, and then make sure you do it. Now forget about 20 seconds, do it for 30 seconds under the back, and make sure that you don't touch your clothing and any place with the hand that could be soiled. And the reason is that because you're not going to infect yourself, you're already infected, right? But the next person to touch that faucet could have virus on it, and then they're going to touch their mouth or their nose, and that's how they get infected. I'm sorry to be so icky.
No,
but
you have to be. We're going to learn, Dr. LaPook, if you have to be.
Yeah.
And
So,
Dr. Luke, this is Saturday night in bathroom.
Saturday night in the bathroom. Yeah. So it's on point.
It's exactly the right place.
It's on fleek.
Dr.
So,
Can I ask a question?
Use those words.
I read about losing the taste.
Yeah.
Is that something that's kind of happening?
I can't tell you. So I still have an active internal medicine practice. I'm GI, but I'm kind of a dinosaur. I love internal medicine, so I love doing everything head to toe. And yeah, I have a lot of internal medicine patients. I've had a bunch of people who have lost their sense of taste and smell. I spoke to 3 of those patients today, 3. And one of them, it's a little bit coming back. The other 2, one of them, it's a little coming back. The other hasn't come back yet, but it's only been a week.
Yeah.
And it's also not just a loss of taste. They're describing a little distorted taste. It's a funny taste. It tastes a little bitter or weird. And they're using weird words to describe it. Like, I feel like I'm tasting my insides. They can't quite, it's ineffable. They can't quite put the words to describe it, but it's something off. It must be very disconcerting to not be able to even describe it.
Very. And then also, why do you want to eat if you can't taste it? That's a woman's perspective. I'm like, I would enjoy my food, you know.
You need smell in order that smell helps you taste. But also anorexia, which is loss of appetite, fancy schmancy medical term for loss of appetite, occurs in Wuhan in a series of 204 people. About 40% of them lost their appetite. 17% had diarrhea, 2% had abdominal pain, and 1% had vomiting. So these GI symptoms are real, and they could be part of a prodrome that happens a couple of days before. So if you say, I'm feeling fine, I'm getting a little diarrhea, these are the days of any symptom you have to suspect, isolate, anything within the spectrum, sore throat, cough, fever, obviously shortness of breath. You got to get to the emergency room with that, but you call first. You don't just show up where you can infect people. You call first, warn them, and then they have protective gear. So.
All right, Dr. LaPook, we're going to bring you back as usual. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. LaPook.
Talk soon.
James, what's next?
I think that we should bring on now. Kristin knew that Melissa was coming on, so I think we need to bring on a surprise guest.
Yeah, this is Saturday night in bathroom. One of your favorite stars who recently made an appearance in her bathroom. She's about to get a Tony, no matter when the Tonys are. It is Miss.
I was so proud of you.
I love you. How are you?
I'm good. I've thought about you so much because I had tickets.
I was excited.
And Josh and I were. This is Josh, by the way.
Hi, Josh. Nice to meet you.
So I was to come the night everything got. I had one night, and then I was going to Philadelphia from North Carolina, and I had one night to see your show, and that's not the night they canceled.
No.
But I will be the first night you're back, girl. I'll be there.
I hope so.
Kristin,
You're going to be blown away by Adrian.
you cannot believe the performance. She's on stage the entire time. It's relentless singing, and I mean nonstop singing. Then the show ends. Then it's like a 10-minute full singing.
Another concert. People are a performance that you don't want to miss in your lifetime. Adrian, that's what people are saying about you, my girl.
That's very sweet. Thank you very much.
And you've gotten some rest. I know you had vacation, and then when you came back, you didn't have corona, but it was there. So
yeah,
you had some rest.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting time, I think, for all of us, as but specifically this show I've been working on for 4 years. And so to finally get to this point, I felt like I was in my final stretch, and then boom, it just falls through your hands like sand. And I take that day by day. I know there's a reason for everything. We're figuring out what this reason is, but for anything, I'm getting a lot of rest, which I'm very, very appreciative. And I'm just happy that I have my health, that my family has their health, and it really is putting a lot of things in perspective. for so long. You spend so long focusing on one thing, especially in this business. And now I'm focusing on making sure my family's healthy, taking care of myself, cooking, which I haven't. I baked a cake before I got on this. I've never baked a cake ever. You know what I mean? And so it's things like that. It's learning to live. It's learning to just be and live without feeling like I'm identifying as being the performer Adrian, but actually learning what this baby is.
The person, Adrian, I get it, girl. Yeah. If we as artists don't have, and I'm guilty of this so hard, and you know I am because we did a pilot, and while we were doing the pilot, I was doing 15 other things at the same time. Yeah. When I say pilot, boys, I don't mean a person from Delta. I mean a TV show pilot.
TV show pilot.
Adrian was so there for me. I was so tired, and so I'm going to tell you something. This whole thing has given me pause. I'm going to continue to work as long as they'll let me when we can go back. But I'm going to rest and become. To be a better artist, you have to be a human. You have to live your life. And sometimes I forget that part. That's my Achilles heel. But when you got it like you do, you want to take advantage of it and grab it by the horns, right?
Absolutely.
Girl, you got it.
Thank you. And so do you. And I learned so much from watching you, and I'm so grateful for you.
I love you, sis.
I love you too.
Adrian, so you're going to actually come back and do a for real show, right? You're going to be a guest.
Yeah, I want to come back and do a for real show.
The SNIB going, do it on Saturday night, SNIB, and people want
Okay, for sure. I will come back and do a real show. I want to surprise you today.
The acoustics are amazing.
Thank you.
Adrian did our Concert for America, our second one. She sang Almost There. Oh my God, it was so.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Yeah.
You're so good.
You guys are so incredible. Everything you do for this community, and you're right there, right when we need you, right away. And it's so incredible, even when we don't feel inspired, because I've been having a hard time feeling inspired lately. You guys are just going, and you're just there for us, and that's incredible.
If I had my way, a Tony Award, I'd be giving Seth and James and Adrian all Tony.
Yep.
I would. Tony's for what you've done for the community, and Tony's for talent and being a great person. So, hey, I know it's not just about awards. Awards are great, but if there is a God, we'll have Tony Award makeout sessions with our Tony.
Yes! And on that note, bye, Adrian.
Bye, Adrian.
I love you.
Oh, so sweet.
Oh my gosh, she really was. We saw her in Shuffle Along.
Yeah, Sharon Shuffle Along. She played two different roles.
Is that when we first saw her?
Yeah, that's your first.
Who is this?
Two different roles. And then in Tina, it was like seeing Barbara Streisand in Funny Girl. You could not believe the performance she was giving.
Okay, guess what? During that time, for the girls, my concert was going on for 2 weekends at the Nederlander. My parents went to see Tina on the third night, and then they went back. So, I mean,
you heard it.
They blew me off, okay?
You did your crappy Broadway show and saw it. Bravo. All right, so by the way, I'm obsessed with the deity, Mary Mitchell Campbell and Back Again.
Well, I have a song I'm going to sing where she will be accompanying me, and I always firmly believe that you should give credit where credit is due when someone's playing for you, like Josh is amazing, and like Seth, when you played for me, you're amazing, and now Mary Mitchell's turn.
But does Mary Mitchell always in your bathroom?
No, she will be till we do SNIB. Until SNIB is over, she'll be in my bathroom.
We love it. Okay, so what are you going to give us? Are we going to do a song?
Yes.
We're going to get a little Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
So it's with the track.
It's with the track, though.
Okay.
We love it.
Social musical distancing. Can you all hear?
The closer you are, the better.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds open up that skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found. Leaning from your window pane to a place beyond the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney stops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over that rainbow. Why, then oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I?
Whoa! Okay, Josh, that was a lot of hold on, everyone's clapping.
Hold on.
You got to the booth. So wait, Josh, what is it like to have that power right next to you?
It's unreal. You saw me. I'm just like,
He's the best. He's also amazing, and that's why I think, you know, we have such a what's that word? Connection.
Very
Music.
sweet.
Thank you.
so there might be another surprise guest that just texted me because I'm doing Facebook Live of Kristin's. It might contact y'all for a second. I don't know yet.
Oh,
Well, in the meantime, while Seth's doing that, I'm going to read some donations that came
Oh,
in.
please, because I need them, and then I want to talk about my dress.
Okay.
well, save the dress for the end, I think.
Okay.
All right. Janelle from New York gave $25 tonight. Anne from New York, $50.
Man.
Richard from New Jersey, $50. Jessica from New York, $20. Joselito from California, $50. Michael from California, $50. Adrian from California gave $25 to the Actors Fund. And
Sandra from Quebec.
$40.
Cape 40.
That's
Oh, merci, Sandra. Oh, c'est beautiful. Thank you.
Belle. Très belle. All right, so
we have a surprise guest for you because we understand that you really enjoy some of the reality TV that's on Bravo.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I love it.
And I hear that there's a certain show, maybe Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that you like.
maybe.
I'm just like playing along here. So why don't we welcome to SNIB, Kyle Richards.
Oh my gosh, thank you for coming on.
How are you?
I'm good. Do you remember the last time that I stopped you in the clothing store?
We were shopping for, was it holiday gifts?
Yes!
I think my husband just turned the music on in the room here. Let me get it off.
Oh my God, it's Kyle Richards!
Hey guys, hi! You sound amazing, by the way. Wow.
Thank you, my love. And by the way, where'd you get your jacket? Because I want it.
It's I think it's Millie. By the way, I think it's Millie. Is that what it is? Millie, I think. Anyway,
I recognize it.
This is the shoes that go with it. You gotta have the shoes.
Remember when Thunder knocked over
I
the
only got dressed from the waist up for you.
You know what? I get it. You should see what's going on from my waist down. Do you remember? I want to tell something about Kyle that she did so nice for me. I had my dog Thunder was in the store, which wasn't mine. She had a store of hers for many years that I was a huge customer of, but we were at another store running into each other, and my dog knocked over some coffee that was somebody had sandwich, and Kyle gets up with Kleenex and cleans it up. Do you remember doing that?
I do remember doing that.
Me and you.
On South Beverly Drive.
Thank you.
I know that feeling when you get like so nervous and embarrassed. You're like, oh my God. So I just sprang into action. What can I say?
You're awesome. I love you.
Hey.
I love you. How are you surviving all this crazy situation?
Well, Kyle, I was on tour, and I had just left Alabama, North Carolina, and was fixing to go to Philly. So I was in my New York place. I live in LA too. So I was in New York, and then they shut it down. And so I'm here now. And my boyfriend, who, as you can see, is a musician, he got stuck here too because he's from Nashville, and he had a gig at Birdland that got canceled. So we're together, and at least I'm not by myself. And so
that's
how are your kids?
I have a full house, so.
How are the kids? How's Mauricio? How's everybody?
They're great. We've been doing a lot of TikTok. I learned TikTok and just a lot of, cooking, a lot of eating. I have no idea how I'm going to fit into a dress for the reunion that's, we're supposed to be shooting down the road. But, a lot of quality family time. I personally have not left my house in 3 weeks because I'm paranoid, and I started not going out before they told me that, told the world not to go out.
You're smart, Kyle.
Smart lady.
I was also wearing masks on planes before it was the thing.
Same.
We have so many fans that are watching. What's your particular favorite moment from Real Housewives?
Oh, my particular favorite moment. A lot of the most challenging times people, look and think, how could you continue to do a show like that? But the truth is that there's so much fun too. And I love when you see that. We are so ridiculous when we're together. And a lot of times when the cameras are off and we're going on trips, the trip going there is always so much fun. The flight, we're all having so much fun. And then the trip back is always a disaster. People are talking. I'm having one of these trips, I remember I had to move seats around and go to the flight attendant and say, you cannot place these people here. You need to let me help you rearrange the seating in this lounge.
Did anything ever happen? Did anything ever happen that they didn't want to put it on TV and you were like, oh my God, it was so amazing. Why was it not put on TV?
Oh, all the time. And we shoot so much. And then you think, oh, that's a shame that, especially with my kids, they don't really, want to be on television. They don't really care. If they walk and the cameras are there, if they're in the mood, they'll stop and talk. Otherwise, they just go, nope, and they keep walking. So when I shoot something with them that's great and it's not used, I get tortured because I'm like, oh, those are family home videos. You just wasted for me. And now they're not going to shoot with me again. But yeah, there's a lot of good things that don't get shown.
Well, you're nervous. If the show is correct, you are a nervous flyer like me.
Yes, but I went to hypnotherapy for flying, and I'm actually much better. And I also, because I've flown so much, with work and everything over these last 10 years, I've gotten so much better. Now I get to the point where I actually enjoy it, and I'm a very professional flyer now.
I need to get that person's name. I can't. I still struggle, and I fly twice a week when I'm on tour. I'm very scared of it. And my dad is a pilot, so you'd think I'd be okay, but.
I don't know. It's a control thing for sure. Whenever we're taking off, I'm like, everybody, shh. I have to make sure everything goes okay over here.
I know. Same.
Yeah.
Hey, Kristin, do you want to ask Kyle what's one of your favorite Beverly Hills Real Housewives moments with her?
It's easy. It's everybody gets caught up in all the drama, Kyle, and all the stuff that happened last year and the year before, and Dorit, and all of them. I love them all of them. But what I want to say is what I enjoy the most is when you guys are just there'll be a shot of you in the kitchen and you're cooking for your kids, and Mauricio will come home from work and he'll be like, "What are you cooking, baby?" It's to me, it's just those moments that make me go, "Oh, I like it," because they're just normal. They're just
not just the real moments that I really like also, because you see the whole person, because if people think that I'm just going to lunch every day and to parties every day, it's certainly not my life. I'm driving my kids to school with pajamas in the morning and, feeding 6 dogs and taking care of all of them. So yeah, I like those real moments, and the audience really does too. So I really hope they show more of those at times. I love watching all the women with their families.
Me too.
Yeah. So I didn't even text you beforehand, but if you could think of something, everyone's been just finding random stuff in their house and auctioning it. Is there anything you could think of that you'd want to auction for the Actors Fund that you're like, oh, I have this weave that I never wore or whatever?
Oh, I'm sure I could find something in my house for sure. Probably a piece of art that my husband bought without my approval.
Perfect.
Anything you can buy without me, it's never been good for the house.
So we're going to bring you back next Saturday, and you can tell us what you want to auction. Is that
okay? I'll find something, whatever.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Love you, Kristin.
Love you. Oh my God.
That's because of James. He did all the research.
The funnest show of my life. Like Melissa, Adrian, now Kyle Richards. What?
No, wait, we have another surprise guest that's a surprise to us.
Surprise.
I think
Wait.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
You know who I am?
Do you know who I am? And by the way, she's got a British accent.
I was going to say, we speak English. So, Josh, I guess this is your surprise guest?
Yes, I feel like I facilitated this.
Okay.
And it happened within the last 20 minutes of this call. Like I have a Facebook Live going from my page. So I got asked. So here we go.
So ready to go? Here's a surprise guest. We didn't know this.
We don't know. This
just showed up.
This is Josh's part of producing the show.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, surprise!
Yay, Jennifer Aniston! Hi, baby.
Wait. Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
I am not in any kind of hair and makeup. I'm literally Tiger King. What else?
Who is that?
We finished it last night.
We finished it last night. It's so good.
Okay, I'm on episode 3. This isn't fair. You look so beautiful.
Well, it's Saturday night. It's SNIB. We dress up.
Well, I didn't know. Josh,
You have to.
look at me right now. What?
You don't have to. You're. This is my show, SNIB. You can just be a guest.
Just the whole world watching. It's okay.
That's great. Well, listen, I have news for you, which is today I went on an essential run and I got some pink hair dye and lashes. That's my plan for tomorrow, my Sunday.
What? I would like that, please. Can you overnight it? Can you spray it with Lysol and overnight it?
Oh, yes, I can. And I have extra Lysol, which I can send you.
Seth, James.
Wait, I
have something to say about that.
Hi.
I just have to say that when she's an actress and a producer, but we filmed GCB together, Good Christian Bitches, and Jennifer Aniston basically made me laugh every day to the point where I peed my Spanx.
But nothing is funnier than Kristin just falling over on set because she's like the weight of a feather, and she just kind of blows over sometimes. But she doesn't get hurt.
I love you.
I know you're about to sing, but I had this idea because I love that you guys are raising money for the Actors Fund because this is just terrible, right? Yeah. And I had an idea. I texted. I was just like, what if we auctioned off a Zoom call with the GCBs?
Can we?
I'm putting it down.
That's a good idea.
That would be Marilyn Shore, Marisol, Jennifer, myself, Annie Potts, and Leslie Bibb.
That is a great idea. Beth Level just auctioned off a dinner with the cast of The Prom, but who knows when that's going to happen. Zoom can happen next week. That is a great idea, Jennifer.
Great idea, Jennifer.
We love you.
We have a lot of cult following for GCB. People loved our show. And Jennifer, I'm gonna when we get off the phone, I'll connect you to those guys so we can figure out how to best do this because we're going to do it.
We should probably get the other girls to agree. But
they will.
Yeah, listen.
I'll let you get back to the singing.
I
I also realized that probably in a bathroom, I would sound really great too.
No, you can
Oh.
sing. You can. I love you, but you have a song.
No,
You have
this
a song
is
in
my
your heart. Your song's in your heart, and it should stay there.
Okay, listen, I love you so much.
I
And
love
I love that you guys are doing this, and I'm enjoying all of it. And you sound so beautiful. Love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Jennifer.
Bye. What an amazing idea.
Oh, we're doing it. So you guys got to help us figure it out. We're doing it.
Yes.
And I could do one with JB, the Good Jewish Bitches that I was on just for one episode.
You guys would be like, "Oy vey, you mensch." I have the vodka, okay?
Okay,
And the niche.
Mrs. Kudish. Cut. Okay.
Oh, I miss her so much.
Jennifer, we love you
People like
having you
that
here.
GCB thing. I think they like that GCB thing. I saw some comments.
Oh, I got a bunch.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I don't see many comments. I'm upset. Where do we access the auction items? Love you guys big. Oh, you sweet thing.
All you have to do is go to the auction is at Starts in the House.
It's not there yet because we just found out. But you know what? If you're interested, you can email us. Email us at starsinthehouse.com.
All right.
And we can get you in the mix here.
Yes. Okay, so hold on.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's an amazing idea. We're going to start doing that.
We're doing it.
We're having reunions with the cast next week. The cast of Frasier. We're having reunions with the cast of Taxi. With This Is Us. And we can really start doing.
I'm a diva. I can't keep calm. I'm a diva.
You got to stop.
I can't stop it. There's more. Listen.
It's 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock.
Stupid ass. Okay, we're bringing on. Wow. We're bringing on our last surprise guest, which is not a surprise, since you sent me his email and phone number. But surprise to our viewers. Please welcome theater impresario, Richard Alexander.
He's in his
This was a gift from Kristin.
Of course it was.
It's a laugh track.
And not to be left out,
Mary Mitchell.
Oh, there you go.
Yay!
Remember that's Winnie the Pooh?
Oh my God, Richard.
these were a gift. I'm sitting in my bathroom too, by the way. Let's see.
It's
That's
cute.
pretty good. Yeah.
I want people to know that Richard J. just directed your Broadway show for the girls a couple months ago. So, Richard J. Alexander.
I just want to start by saying I'm with Kristin. Seth, you guys, what you've been doing is extraordinary. I'm right behind her on the Tony thing. I honest to God think you guys should get a special Tony for everything you've been doing and all the money you've been raising. I was on the phone with Stokes the other night, just telling me about all the stuff. He's in awe. He was floored. He told me personally that he thought you were going to do 2 and 8 on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
No.
You and James said, no, every day. He's like, are you out of your mind? And I'm with you about Lea Salonga. I share a great history with her. And, but Christy Dawn, and how you doing?
I miss you and I love you.
I love you too. So what are we talking about? I've watched the whole show. I couldn't believe Kyle Richards was on. Hi, Josh.
Hey, buddy.
Can you believe
Kyle Richards.
I know, I'm dying.
That's with James.
Well, first of all, will you kind of tell everybody about what we've been doing at camp, and then
What we've been doing at camp?
Our past 6 years at camp.
Oh yeah. Well, Kristin started this Kristin Chenoweth Broadway boot camp. You'll see my name here, Richard, on my shirt. And I joined in the 3rd year, and it's a great thing. It's very different from all the other Broadway camps. It takes place in Oklahoma. And this year we were going to take our first national group, but I think we're going to have some sort of announcement on Monday, right? Following suit with what's going on in the country and regroup. But it's one of the joys of my life, actually, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
And he's our director, and we have something when we do come back, because we're not going to say cancellation. We're going to say postpone or move around.
Yeah,
but when
right.
we come back, we have quite a huge announcement. But I just have to.
Huge, like this huge.
No, it's big, but I'm not going to say anything until we can get our dates.
That's right.
So Richard J., I begged him for some auction stuff, and he came up with
I'm delivering. So he called me just like he called your friend with the boots. So I went, we're all home now, rearranging our drawers and our closets and stuff. So these were gifts from Kristin Chenoweth. I will open up my Mary Mitchell, the one and only MMC shirt. This is a size medium. It's a beautiful Bella Canvas t-shirt, gorgeous. Okay. I'm going to auction off from my love letter to Broadway, my little hoodie that you could only get if you saw the show. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's a really fantastic little black hoodie. My prized possession, but Christy Dawn, I'm going to give it up if somebody bids on it.
Okay, I want you to.
The first year I did camp, Kristen had these beautiful bags made at LL Bean. They're just extraordinary. Kristin Chenoweth's Broadway Boot Camp. They've got, this fantastic fabric. Every time I take this to the beach or I stay somewhere on a weekend, people beg me for it. And so this, I think there's only 20 in existence, maybe 24 in the world, and it's in tip-top condition. Then from my last Barbara Streisand tour, I'm going to give, look, you can still see my road tag on it. And it's the music, the memories, the magic, American Tour 2006.
Oh my God, you're
Great duffel with a shoulder strap. And then I dug deep, and I found in the closet my Canada Miss Saigon jacket. Right, it's a size large. It's a fantastic jacket. And if anybody's a big Miss Saigon fan or they know somebody that was in the Toronto production, it has. And if their name's Richard, it would help.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
And then also from this summer, you could only get this if you were there when Barbara sang in Hyde Park. It's a pretty glamorous little shoulder bag.
Gosh, you're gonna make the rest of us look like
it's okay. Listen, I'm cleaning house. But, because we have Christy Dawn here, anything that you bid on, if you want Kristen to sign it, if you want Barbara to sign this, I'll get it signed for you after we're out of the woods with this mess. I so believe in what you're doing. And that's a lot of people don't understand what the Actors Fund is. And it's not just actors. Anybody from any union can apply. And it's on both coasts. Like the other night, people thought it was East oriented. They have all over the West Coast. Joe Benincasa, they have a home out there. And this is fantastic. It's not Broadway Cares Equity Fight States. They're all different organizations, but they serve the same communities and based on need. And I think having on Dr. LaPook has just been extraordinary. I've learned, like you have, Kristen, the acoustics in here are good, aren't they?
There he is.
Ha!
Do you see Dr. LaPook? There he is.
I put on my hat to you. You know what I just noticed? It's still at the Mini Pearl. Remember Mini Pearl?
Give us a little walk.
Remember Mini Pearl? She always had the price tag on.
Of course.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Now we're talking. Now you're in trouble.
Yes. Still got it. Okay, so Richard J, we'll have two separate. We'll have a Kristen package, a Barbara package, and a Miss Saigon package.
Yeah. And I can add stuff, Seth. Like if somebody owns something that, a recording of Barbara's, they would like to get it personally signed. I'm happy to do that. Just like Christy Dawn would sign any of this. I'm so happy to do it. And so would Barbara be happy to do that. So, not a million of them, one.
You know what, Richard J, thank you. You know that I love you so much.
It's great. And I love you back. And, we talk a little bit every day, but, and she was on, who were you on yesterday? The Today Show.
Yeah.
But Seth and James, I'm in awe. I am in awe of what you're doing. I just can't even comprehend it. And the savvy and the music and the dollars and the money. And it's fantastic.
We're so proud of you guys.
Congratulations. This is a great idea, Kristen. The lighting is good because my makeup lighting,
everything is good in the bathroom.
It's really, really good. Mary Mitchell's going to kill us,
Oh, just wait.
With her bare hands, she's going to kill us.
Bare hands.
Kristen handed those all out to everybody that was working on the show, and we all put them on.
And then people in the audience wanted to know where they could buy them. I'm like,
yes. Well, now you can auction. I'm auctioning mine off. You can get it.
There you go.
Who doesn't love Mary Mitchell Campbell?
Not me. I want her all the time.
That's right. That's right.
God. Thank you, RJ.
Thank you, RJ.
Yay, thank you, Mary Mitchell.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for having me.
So fun. Okay, so thanks a lot.
That's cool.
First of all, we got so much great stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So why don't you do your song and then we'll talk about the gorgeous gown you're wearing and we'll say goodbye.
Do we have time? Are you sure we have time?
For a final song that you think so?
Okay. What are we doing? Oh, this is my favorite. This is probably one of my favorite songs ever written by my favorite artiste.
That means artist, right?
Well, depends on who you ask. Wait. Okay. if I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go, but I know that I'll think of you every step of the way, and I will always love you. I will always love you. Bittersweet memories, that is all I am taking with me. So goodbye, please don't cry. We both know I am not what you need, and I will always love you. I will always love you. And I hope that life treats you kind. I really do. And I hope that y'all have everything that you've ever dreamed of. And I wish you so much joy and happiness. Good luck finding this on the shelf. But above all of this, everything, but above all of this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you.
Yay!
Guys, it's so beautiful. Oh man, hold on. Of course, Melissa's clapping for you. Melissa, we saw you.
You were like singing right to me. It was amazing.
I always sing right to you, girl. Only I can't see your eyes. I have to look more at your waist, but I can't. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You guys take it offline. All right. So, Kristin, tell everybody what you're wearing.
Okay, I'm wearing a Japanese designer that I sang for. Lady Gaga was being honored the year she won the Academy Award for A Star Is Born. And I was chosen to sing from the original Star Is Born, Judy Garland, you know, The Night Is Bitter, with the band. And she stood up and applauded me. It was really sweet of her to do that. But this dress made quite an impression on the red carpet. And it wasn't free. It doesn't matter what I paid for it. It doesn't matter what I paid for it. But
over $1,000?
Yes. Yeah. But I would like to auction off my dress tonight. I am petite, but here's the good news. You wear like a unitard under it, so it's kind of big. So the belt, you can make it if you're not a zero or a double zero or like me, a little person, then you can wear this. It should fit a lot of people. It's long. I didn't have it hemmed too much. So this could be anywhere from like a 2 to 2, like a 0 to a 4. And I don't care if we get $50 for it. I want to give it.
Hey, Kristin, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
It could be an amazing mini dress for Melissa. Who knows?
Melissa's got a new mini dress.
I will. You know what? I think it'd be funny if I bought it, put it on, and just auction off trying to see me put on that dress. That would be amazing.
You can auction off a Zoom of that.
It would be amazing. I think it would be at least 10 minutes of comedy, me trying to get your dress on. I'm worth every penny. What's the bidding starting on? I'm going to take 5 of them, sew them together, and make myself some pants.
I'm out. Okay.
I know what, guys.
So, guys, tomorrow, I have to announce for tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon,
reunions.
right? 2 reunions. Tomorrow afternoon is the cast of Beetlejuice from Broadway. The whole cast. Tomorrow night, we're having a reunion of the original cast of Fun Home.
I love that show.
Tomorrow night.
3 times. It's so beautiful. Okay, I love it. Okay.
Tomorrow at 8 p.m.
And then we have 2 reunions all week long. We have the cast of Taxi, the cast of Frasier, and the cast of This Is Us, all coming on Starts in the House. And then, of course, on Saturday, we've got SNIB again, don't we?
That's right.
SNIBs are coming, whether you like it or not.
Right.
So, guys, keep joining me. We'll read you tomorrow. Let me say goodbye to everybody. We have
Dr. LaPook.
Dr. LaPook.
Don't forget, tomorrow at 9 a.m., CBS Sunday morning.
That's right.
We've got ours on DVR.
We've got, thank you. It's like a straight-to-camera spiel about the latest with COVID. I'm doing it once a week. And my dog.
What's that?
My son Daniel gave Ash a haircut tonight.
Ash.
I think I'm getting to, if anybody has a good YouTube video on how you give yourself a haircut.
Oh, please, I need one.
Wait a minute. How you give yourself a haircut? My
Yeah.
daughter Julie just posted one. I'll put it up for you. She's a cosmetologist. She just posted that.
Are you into your roots?
I'm ready. I'm getting very close. Very close.
Lisa.
I will send it to you
Yeah,
guys.
we forgot to post it. We're going to post it tomorrow.
Okay, good.
You guys are great. Have a great Saturday night. All the
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Josh, that was beautiful. Beautiful guitar playing, Josh.
See y'all.
Bye, guys. Bye,
Great
guys.
job.
Love you.
And broadcast.